everybody, it's Qqcknd and welcome back to Tattoo Talk Tuesday. You wouldn't believe how beautiful it is outside. So although it is still becoming sunset, obviously at an earlier time, it seriously feels like the summer. It's beautiful outside. Let's see if I can pull up the temperature. So it's 66 degrees right now, and what a good time to have Tattoo Talk Tuesday. Hopefully I don't lose the light. I am packing for Chicago, as some of you may know, and it has been a hectic day nonetheless. So anyway, I wanted to talk about something that I get asked all the time. All the time. And it's something that used to be a question of mine as well, and is it still? Probably. And that is, will I make my tattoo artist jealous if I get tattooed by another tattoo artist? Of course it's super easy for me to say, no, of course not, but we all have our loyalties to our first tattoo artist, our regular tattoo artist, but what is it when we want to explore other options and get other tattoos? It is normal, it is regular, and I celebrate it, and these are my ideas as a tattoo collector on the subject. So I've been tattooed by a variety of different artists from all over the country, from my hometown, from big cities, small cities, big tattoos, small tattoos. And why do I have other tattoo artists when I could just be tattooed by the same person all the time? For me, I like to explore other options because I am a collector of tattoos. And as a tattoo collector, I want to experience it all, but I also do have a few tattoo artists that I regularly see and have my undying loyalties to. But my loyalties also come with growth and my admiration for my tattoo artists and the feelings I have just seeing them and being tattooed by them and their skill level and of course their accessibility and everything like that. For me, my body is a project, and I have different tattoos by different people. You can view it as different specialists who give you different things and different feels, totally. In my life, I had experience where I thought a tattoo artist might be jealous, and the best thing I could say is if you are experiencing someone who is petty and is weird and is having strange feelings, this is a great indicator that this tattoo artist isn't going to work for you and that things down the line are going to be hard for you. There was one time where I was visiting, I'm just going to say a city. I was visiting a city and I was hanging out at the tattoo shop. When I travel, sometimes I don't exactly know where to go. So I was hanging out at the tattoo shop, and I think I was standing outside so I could take an Instagram picture, and one of the tattoo artists came out and they were like, "Oh, can I see your arm?" And you know, you're like, yeah, of course, I'd love to have a conversation. And this tattoo artist in particular held my arm out, turned it, really glanced at it, didn't really glance at it, really took a hard look at my arm, and then put it back down and didn't say anything, and then left. And then later they had a little comment about me being vegan and how it changed their life when they decided to start eating meat again. And I was like, cool, bud. Later I found out from another tattoo artist that I had tattoos on my arm from an artist that they had conflicting feelings about, and they felt weird about me being there. And I was kind of just like, wow, you're a special kind of person. But honestly, I would never get tattooed by somebody like that. So that's the only experience I've had with kind of conflicting things like that. I mean, I've met people along the way who have said negative things about tattoos that I have and the person who gave them to me. And you really have to separate yourself from the artist who gave you the tattoo if you find out down the line that they are a bugger and is a bad person. But I think all you can really do in a situation like that is keep quiet. You don't want to say the wrong thing, because in any community, in hairstyling, makeup, tattooing, there's going to be gossip and there's going to be people who talk. So if people are kind of talking about tattoo artists, I like to keep my mouth shut. I don't want to say the wrong thing and it get back to anybody. I recommend the same. In my personal experience though, back to the original topic, I've always been perceived really well by the tattoo artists that I visit because I think as a tattoo collector, most commonly, tattoo artists have tattoos as well, and their tattoos aren't necessarily all from themselves. I think tattoo artists like to see a variety of artwork and things out there, and almost every time I get tattooed by somebody, they're always like, well, who did that? Who did that? I've never heard of them. Oh, I heard of them one time. Oh, is that from blah blah blah? And I think that this is usually really cool, and I think it's often a really great icebreaker for me too, especially as somebody who gets a little nervous, doesn't always know what to say. I haven't seen somebody for a long time and then I feel kind of weird. I think that these are great. Sometimes, usually from the tattoo artists that I see pretty regularly, I get the same question like, what new tattoos have you gotten since I've seen you? And I think that that's great. I don't believe in tattoo artists being territorial, and I think that it's great to get out there and see new people and experience different artists, different styles, different perspectives. And I like having a wide range of these things, like, oh, she had such a heavy hand, and oh, when I get tattooed by him, I almost fall asleep, it's so nice. And different styles, different stories. I think it's really great. And I really think that everybody should go out there and experience exactly what they want. I have a teacher at my school who only gets tattooed by the same guy over and over and can't even imagine being tattooed by somebody else. And if that's you, I think that that's also great too. For me, there's probably about like 6 tattoo artists that I regularly get tattooed by, and until I really start traveling, I don't see myself getting tattooed by many other people. But it took trial and error to figure out my favorites, and I would have only learned that by being tattooed by other people. So I think, as me, not as a tattoo artist, that there is no jealousy. Like I said, my tattoo artists are usually pretty excited when I get tattooed by somebody else because they get to look at it and study it and check out the lines and ask how my experience was, and I think that that's something great. I think that the tattoo artist community is really great because I think people are always learning and getting inspired by one another. And are you ever on Instagram and you see somebody with a new tattoo and it says like, I got to tattoo in between these 2 beautiful pieces, or I was so nervous to tattoo in between these 2 pieces. I see stuff like that all the time and it makes me so happy, especially when you meet some of these like more famous artists and they're so down to earth and so awesome. So I think that tattoo artists generally are super supportive of one another and just super stoked to work on somebody who has other tattoos and does have a variety of tattoos. So I love coming across stuff like that. So I really lost a lot of light out here and I'm really going on and on, but let me know what your experiences have been. Have you ever had a negative experience getting tattooed by somebody else who isn't your usual? Let me know. When I was growing up, my first 5 tattoos were all by the same person, and I swore I will only ever get tattooed by them. And then they ended up moving away, so I had to break out and get tattooed by other people, and I'm so happy I did. Let me know, are you being tattooed by other people? Do you have your one faithful tattoo artist like my teacher? And thank you so much for liking Tattoo Talk Tuesday. Subscribe, share it with your friends, talk about it on the World Wide Web. And don't forget to comment down below. I will be in Chicago when this video goes live, but I love you guys and I'll never miss a week of our favorites. So until next time, submit your questions and I'll get to answering them. And obviously I won't wait until 5 o'clock to get to it. I love you guys. Bye.